Good evening, y'all. Vidya James here. It's been a while. My job is completely kicking my ass. So we're gonna go ahead and check out this AEW Games event. I don't think it's alive at the moment. Hopefully, I'll get something going here. I'm hearing reverb for some reason. I haven't streamed in a while. I've been up since like 5 a.m. this morning, and my job is kicking my ass because most of the newbies quit. So in order to try to catch up on the work that we're missing because we're so short-handed, they've been asking me to come in. So I've been coming in at like 5 a.m. 5 Eastern. Today is the day. Doesn't look like anything has started yet. And the channel has not started. So it doesn't look like it's... I guess it's supposed to be a live stream. Okay, hold on one second. I should not be... Hey, Casey, what's going on? I'm trying to figure that out, too. Like, where's the stream at? I am on the AEW Games page. There is no video at the moment. Playlist, channels, gaming, okay, community. You're still waiting on some sort of update. It's an upload, so I would have assumed I assumed it would have been a. That's just a trailer. So that is not it either. I'm still trying to figure out where they're hosting this thing. It's supposed to be live on YouTube. Oh, my audio or the like my microphone or the game or the. Let me see. Where's the microphone? Is it better now? And maybe it's because I'm not speaking directly into the microphone. Oh, it's not facing. It's not even facing me. No wonder. Okay. Audio input capture. That is maxed out. Test. Oh, my mic. All right. Let's see. See if that's better. I can actually hear. Hey, Caramel, what's going on? I'm just waiting, just trying to wait on this stream, see if anything is happening, and I'm not seeing a video pop up or a live stream feed or anything like that. I'm watching the channel. Okay, let's check the Twitter. Maybe it's something on Twitter. I really don't want to be checking my Twitter on this thing. Okay. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you. AEW Games. I've been following AEW for a while. I love the pay-per-view this weekend. Okay. AEW Games. Wait. AEW Games on Twitter will begin shortly. Okay, so they really are just late at the moment. Okay, so we still haven't gotten anything up. So nothing. So nothing here. Gonna be that. It looks like it's gonna be that kind of a day. But then, given how the media scrimmage for AW went, I guess that wouldn't be too surprising. Okay. No, we still don't have anything. Oh, thank you for the follow. So we're still waiting for it to start. Yeah, that was one hell of a pay-per-view. I love that show. We still don't have anything going on right now. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up on the YouTube feed and the Twitter feed. They haven't started anything on either channel yet, so it's a bit of a kerfluffle. Right? I mean, this is what they're saying right now. Like this was like 7 minutes ago. That's their tweet. It was like, "We will start." Sorry, we will start shortly. It was supposed to start like 5 minutes ago. AEW Games Channel. AEW Games Channel is just AEW Games on YouTube and AEW Games on Twitter. We're still waiting. They still haven't started yet. I'm just refreshing the page now. They still haven't uploaded anything. Nope, thank you for the follow. I'm still waiting because I've been hearing a lot of rumors personally. I was hearing a lot of rumors that they're using the AKI engine that was from what was it? That was from the Nintendo 64 games like No Mercy, like specifically No Mercy, which was still my favorite wrestling game of all time. And I don't like I've played games off and on, but none of them have been anywhere near as good as No Mercy. So I would love to see something that uses the No Mercy engine, WrestleMania 2000, just the Aki engine in general. If we get it, Nintendo Switch compatible, yeah. Oh boy. Rand, what's going on? Thank you for all the follows. I'm not even seeing all the. I'm hearing my thing go off, but I'm not seeing the. Oh, maybe that's why, because I didn't. Thank you for the follow. I didn't put it on the top. It's just Jabali's face, right? Anything but the 2K. Yeah, right. I want it to be a good game. Maybe we'll get a release date. Hopefully. I don't think they would. I don't think they would be doing an event if they didn't have some kind of like timeline. AEW is pretty good about that when it comes to timelines about things. Like if you watch this last pay-per-view, Reginald, can you not hear me? Can everybody hear me? Because I can hear myself reverb throughout this through my microphone. Capcom presents. I don't know how I would feel about that, honestly. I love Capcom in the past. Modern Capcom, not so much. I don't know where I put it. I have the AEW Street Fighter crossover shirt. That's the first piece of wrestling merch I ever bought. Crap, I don't know where that went. Oh, there it is. I really should have been wearing it because it would have made sense. But yeah, I did get this guy, AEW Cross Street Fighter. So I've been a wrestling fan for a long time. That is literally the first piece of wrestling merchandise I have ever bought. I really would like to attend a live wrestling event. I still haven't done it yet. Because I really wanted to be at Blood and Guts, which would have been in my neck of the woods. But the thing that we're not allowed to say out loud happened. The unspecified contagion of unknown origin kind of put the kibosh on that. So, yeah. We still got nothing! Come on, guys! I'm still, yeah. Special event tonight at 6. It's just a freaking. It just leads to the trailer. There's nothing happening. That bodes well. But then, like I said, I watched the. Was it Dynamite? It was a great experience. I've been hearing that like AEW Live, like I miss the crowds. Just watching the crowds, listening to the crowds sing Judas has been a freaking blast. How long I've been watching wrestling? Pretty much since the 80s. Because Kenny tweeted maybe 30 minutes. Oh, come on. Well, it's great to hear from a lot of wrestling fans. I didn't know there'd be that many, because I'm basically just like a gaming channel with very few, like barely 100 subscribers. And I've really Kenny Omega tweeted. Yeah, of course Kenny Omega would tweet. I know this project is near and dear to Kenny Omega's heart, and I wish I had stayed in wrestling like a lot closer than I had. I really only watched WWE for the longest time. And I didn't really get back. Like I watched wrestling in the 80s, then my family moved and I kind of got out of wrestling. And then I kind of got back into wrestling right at the start of the Attitude Era. And like Undertaker and Kane kind of brought me back into wrestling because that's the kind of character stuff I really like. But then as I grew older, like straight up like the technical wrestlers started to become more of my thing. Jericho, Crispin Wah, Angle, like really good technical wrestlers, and then Eddie Guerrero. In the 80s, how old are you? Older than I look, and nobody believes me when I say how old I actually am. Didn't you create a wrestler? Oh, you cannot possibly have a wrestling game now without a creator wrestler. That's a given. If you don't have creator wrestler in your game, you fucked up. You fucked up hardcore. There's some guy. I swear to God, I've been watching AEW and AEW Dark. There are some guys that look like some kind of creator wrestler. I mean, isn't there an actual training facility for wrestlers called Creator Wrestler? Yeah, apparently this thing is running loud. This is running a bit loud. Late. I am doing fine, thank you. Guillaume, am I pronouncing that correctly? It looks kind of French, so I'm assuming it's a French pronunciation. Creator Pro, that's what it was. Okay, I was close. Thinking Creator Pro. Thank you. Okay, the dying meme. I'm sorry, that's a great name. Freaking this meme is already nothing but a memory. Creator Pro wrestler. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things to do was creating a wrestler from the ground up. I really do get into character creation. Caramel, who's a longtime friend of mine, will tell you that. Any game that has a character creation thing, I'll spend more time on character creation than I will actually playing the game. I have a Nintendo Switch, and like I played a little bit of Astral Chain. I spent more time creating my character in Astral Chain than I did actually playing Astral Chain. It'll be at 6:30. Oh, thank you for a short. I studied a little bit of French in high school. That was a long ass time ago though. Oh man. Like I forgot like what j'ai oublié. I've forgotten a lot. Ukes in AEW, that's a name. Ukes is another name that goes back when it comes to wrestling, isn't it? So we got like Ukes, Ukes, and then Aki going back. Nothing wrong with 80s wrestling. Yeah, well, we've evolved. We've gone past that. I wish, because like I've heard of Kenny Omega. I've gotten out, like, I'll tell you straight up. After Eddie Guerrero passed and WWE milked his death for a storyline, and they had Randy Orton say Eddie Guerrero is in hell, like I was like, that was a Vinceism. Like Vince pushed me out of wrestling because his decisions and the way he does things, like he's done some great things with wrestling, but his decisions, especially lately, if you can tell, like, especially as of late when it comes to that product, especially the Twitch thing is, oh my lord, I hope those guys unionize or do something, because WWE taking over their Twitch channels is really fucked up. They should not be allowed. That's it's already kind of screwed up that Cody just got his name back. He just got the ability to call himself Cody Rhodes. It's like, Vince, you didn't own that name. You didn't make that name. Fuck out of here. I remember, like, there was another thing when the Dudleys left. When the Dudleys left, and I think they wrestled for, was it Impact? And Vince copyrighted the name. Vince copyrighted the name Dudley so that the Bubba Ray and Devon could not use those names outside of the WWE. Brock Lesnar, after Brock Lesnar left the first time he left, and I think he started wrestling in Japan, so WWE copyrighted the name F5, so he couldn't use that as his finisher name, so he had to call it The Verdict. And now more recently, Cody couldn't use the name Cody Rhodes. Like, oh my god, WWE disgusted me. Right? I kind of want to leave and come back, but like I'm getting to talk to other wrestling fans, and then this is the closest thing I've gotten to other people. NWA wrestlers. I have a feeling that because we've been seeing a lot of NWA. Yes, Ty, I am an AEW fan. AEW got me back into wrestling. I have no shame in admitting that. Yes, AEW has not AEW. WWE has great talent, but they will not allow that talent to grow. They don't want another Rock or Batista or John Cena, people who become bigger than the company. I mean, if you look at the belts are all ugly as hell. Every title that the WWE has is ugly as shit, except for the new Intercontinental title. That's like the only thing that actually looks like a championship. But like the Universal title, which is already a dumb name, the Universal title, the World title, the women's titles, the tag titles, the Fiend title, every single one of those titles was ugly as shit. Every single one. It's just big ass W. Like, so my emblem is a freaking V, but like, here's a big ass W. That's it. Big Platinum. Right. I think Big Platinum. I will say, the AEW women's title definitely does need work. That thing looks like it was made specifically for Riho and no one else, because it doesn't fit on anyone else. Like, Nyla Rose makes that thing look like a toy. That poor girl. Yeah. Aren't the women's tag team titles just the same thing? It's just WWE. I and the I Quit match. No, the I Quit match has been a thing in WWE for a while, so AEW hasn't really created any new match stipulations, but they've done better with it. Like, they took the cage match and introduced the rule: if you escape from the cage, you don't win. Like, I always thought that was a real dumb move, like a dumb rule. Like, the cage was, like, I think Jim Ross even stated, the cage is supposed to be, the feud has gotten to a point where these two cannot be contained, so they have to be in a cage. But if during the fight you get a cage and you get out of the cage and you win, aren't you running from the fight? How does that make you win? It was only a head shaking, never on paper. Yeah. Ugh. I think it's because old WCW rules. That's like, I do like that. Google WWE Women's Tag Team Belts. Okay, I've got time because we're still waiting on this stream to actually start. By the way, let me check this thing again real quick. You said 30 minutes, so they probably will. I'm on it, yeah. So if it starts at 6:30, then there it is. So Mimosa Mayhem. Okay, Mimosa Mayhem was, yeah, definitely new. But like the dog collar match, that wasn't a new thing. I Quit match, like I still remember I watched Rock versus Mankind. Freaking, what was that? 17 chair shots to the head. Holy cow, that was nuts. Yeah, man, it's basically just now. The 24/7 title was, yeah, that's dumb. That's in the same matches. Yeah, I haven't been watching WWE, but I've been paying attention to like some channels, like Dave Meltzer reviews the channels, and what is it? Shout out to Simon Miller, Ups and Downs. Like, I don't bother watching Raw or SmackDown. I just watch Ups and Downs or Dave Meltzer reviews on these things. But yeah, MJF is definitely a good wrestler. MJF is the future of this company. Hopefully it'll be around. Like, that's what Moxley was saying. Who's my favorite wrestler? There's a lot of guys on that roster that I love watching go. Pac versus Orange Cassidy was probably one of my favorite matches within the last year. Just because of the slow build of Orange Cassidy revealing that he could actually go. And it was just I don't think I've enjoyed a match as much as I did Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Not just because of the story, not just from a storytelling and psychology aspect, but just because of the actual wrestling. It was a great, move for move match. Young Bucks versus Hangman and Omega was a great match. Young Bucks versus FTR was a good one. Kenny versus Hangman at Full Gear was another great match. But Pac is a great wrestler that I really like. Orange Cassidy is a gimmick. Orange Cassidy is a gimmick that I like, but he also is a great technician in the ring. MJF is phenomenal. I didn't even know who Eddie Kingston was before he challenged Cody for that TNT title, and he's already like one of my top guys. Like I've never, ever heard anybody as good a talker. Joseph, thank you for the subscribe. I've never seen or heard as good a talker in this business as Eddie Kingston. That dude talks and it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm listening to this guy now. Joshua Ward, thank you for the subscription. It's scary good how he is. Like, this match almost came out of nowhere, but within like 4 weeks, he's made me like, I was actually hoping he would beat Moxley for the title. I knew it wasn't going to happen because we're definitely building towards Moxley and Kenny, because that was kind of obvious from the get-go. But Eddie, ooh, that line he threw out there, like, this belt, I want to show this belt to my mother so I can tell her this belt is why you don't have a grandchild. This belt is why you don't have a daughter-in-law, because this is the only thing that matters. Like, fucking hell, that promo was so good. And then Moxley's reply, like, your mother Ruthie, like, I said grace with her. I made a promise I would always look out for you. And yeah. I hope if Kingston when he's done wrestling, he's definitely got a future as an actor. He's fucking phenomenal on the mic. He's fucking phenomenal. But even when he's not speaking, even if he's not the guy on the mic, he can tell a story. The way he was facing away from Moxley as Moxley was going in on him about Ruthie, his mom, and he wouldn't look at him. He would emote. But then, like, when he had that interview before his match at Full Gear, he was just like, I don't care. Like, he was almost like a totally different person. Yeah, I really do like Kingston. Like, he's not as exciting in the, I will say, I'll be perfectly full disclosure, he's not as exciting in the ring as, say, Pac or Omega and all that, but his psychology, like, outside of the ring, I don't think there's anybody that's as entertaining outside of the ring, save maybe Orange Cassidy. John Silver's another guy that's starting to show up on my radar. Johnny Hungy! That dude is hilarious as hell. I've been watching some of the interviews where, like, Tony Khan was mad. Tony Khan was apparently really mad at John Silver because he's so charismatic and so funny, but he's never seen any of it because he's only put it on BTE. And that's why how John Silver is now, like, the most over guy in the Dark Order. Yeah, I'm mad at myself that I haven't been. Lance Archer's promos are good too. I'm glad that he's now finally starting to talk, because he's been. I always got the feeling that he could talk, but he just let Jake the Snake speak for him, and Jake the Snake is still a great promo guy. I'm glad Jake cleaned up, because I know he's had a lot of troubles. Apparently he's been having a lot of health problems lately, so I'm wishing nothing but the best for him. Yeah, Wardlow. Yeah, There's so much potential. It doesn't look like it started yet. The entirety of the AEW roster has so much potential, and that's really what I'm excited about. Because you can watch it and things will pay off. If you've been a fan of Darby Allin, that's been paying off. If you've been a fan of, the Young Bucks, that's finally paid off. It's been one of those things where, like, in WWE, they'll swerve you just for the sake of swerving you, or just for the sake of somebody wanting to go over. I was out of wrestling by the time of Super Cena, but I had to look up what was going on. Like, I heard about what happened with the Nexus, and how, Cena basically buried that whole roster. And I think Edge and Jericho were saying, like, dude, these guys are the hottest act right now. They need to go over, and Cena apparently buried them. Yeah, Fuego del Sol of the Tornado DDT. Yeah, but like WWE does not reward you for long time viewership. They don't pay off. Like, I still remember Booker T versus Triple H at WrestleMania 18, was it? I don't know. But they were building that up and Triple H even dropped a subtly racist line. I'm like, okay, well, you gotta definitely lose to him now because you can't be this kind of a heel and not have your comeuppance. But what happened? That was Super Triple H. Ugh. Right after the brand split and Triple H went to Raw, that was like one of the worst. That was like one of the worst eras. Because Triple H buried everybody, and then Triple H made sure he was the only. He buried. Yes. Yo, Hero Kill Wilder, what's going on? Yeah, but like he made sure every other single title on Raw was gone, so he alone could be the freaking champion. Oh my lord. But yeah, I got out of wrestling right like the exact moment Randy Orton said Eddie Guerrero was not in heaven, Eddie Guerrero was in hell. I was like, I'm done. I'm not watching WWE anymore. And I had not watched a wrestling program until I think it was Double or Nothing last year. Like I'm trying to remember which AEW pay-per-view was it, because I didn't watch their first one. But I did watch wherever it was when the Young Bucks fought the Lucha Brothers for the AAA tag team titles. Like that was the one that I first watching. And I've watched every Dynamite. I've watched all the AEW Darks. Triple H cuts a boy for 3 minutes. I think Rock put it best. Well, I'm gonna talk for 30 minutes and say absolutely nothing. Oh man, yeah. We won't have another Rock. All in or all out? Yeah, I think it was all out. But yeah, I think it was all in because all out comes next. All out comes afterwards. But yeah, since I know about the stuff that goes on behind the scenes now, I guess I'm a smart mark or whatever it was. I've been refreshed. Oh, right. That should have started. But since like I've been able to just like put that away, but after that point I was just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Looks like it's still not up yet. Put up home. Yeah. Like that was one of those like, okay, I definitely can't watch you. All out. Okay. Is ever gonna go bigger than this smart audience? Given that we are in the pandemic era and they're still going strong, I think like if the crowds hadn't been forced to go away, they'd still be growing strong. I'm glad that they're not trying to, they're not trying to hotshot. They're just staying the course and doing the shows that they normally would do. They're not, they're not holding back because it's 16 minutes. Oh, I thought it would have been tricking us. No, I don't think they're having technical difficulties. I wouldn't be surprised. I work in retail and I've had to deal with, because today is the Xbox release day. So I got in at 5 a.m. but once the store opened at 8, the store opened and there was already 10 people walking into the store like, oh, hey, where do I get that new Xbox? So like, you can't just walk into the store and buy it. You gotta go online and order it. But I tried to order it last night and I couldn't go through because the site wasn't working. Yeah, well, you and 500 other people are trying to get this freaking Xbox. And I'm gonna have to go through with it again when the PS5 comes out in 2 days. Ah! But yeah, I am a super hardcore gamer. Like, I have my Xbox 360 hooked up to my TV because that was the only way. Owen's Adventures, thank you for the subscription. That was the only way I could play Scott Pilgrim versus the World because I love that game. And now I found out, oh, they're going to re-release it. Well, I guess I can finally throw away my Xbox 360. I work in retail. That's all you need to know. That's the only clue you're getting. But it sucks. It's been sucking pretty hard. But, yeah. like AEW has been doing really well. They've been hitting a lot of strides. That's how we got the demo god 18-49. It's just I'm surprised that Jericho can still be as good as he is. There's a video with a countdown. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what they should have done. They should have done a live countdown. They're usually pretty good about that. Still no. Alright, let's try AEW games. Maybe there's some kind of special event. Watch. Well, okay, I'm not the only one doing this, apparently. Special event. Oh, there we go. Is that what that is? 640. Oh, okay, here we go. They had to create a new link. Alright, so we're just waiting on this. Premieres in 13. Oh, God, we still gotta wait another 13 minutes? Ugh. Is that selected to follow? Xbox sales, nothing weird. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on these new systems. I'm very, very wary of these systems being released. Elijah, thank you for the subscription. I'm very wary of systems being released, rushed out just before Christmas. Especially because the Xbox release date was leaked, so they were just like, all right, let's just freaking do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hold off and wait. I'll let all these other fools, no disrespect, but all these other guys, if you want to get these first run systems, I have, let me show you real quick. So, that's my Nintendo Switch. This is the original run of the Nintendo Switch, and I have had all the drift, and it's already at the point where, like, that thing is already coming apart. The freaking serial number peeled off. So I'm just like, I could get a new Switch, but I'm just like, I'll just wait. Yeah. Okay, sorry, we're getting off topic. So somebody's asked, Cowdog Games, do I like Matt Hardy stuff? I do like the cinematic matches. I didn't think I would, because I was like, well, but then you realize, like, wrestling is already fake. Let's be real. Like, wrestling is already kind of scripted and fake, so it's just more suspension of disbelief. You know, I'm sure we've all watched the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. We watched that for like, what, 10 plus years? Robert Downey Jr. does not actually put on a suit of iron, but we're still captivated by what happens. Play a lot of Smash on that Switch. Not lately. I've been trying to practice my Android team, so we're gonna have to try and play Fighters again at some point. Cause yeah, that Goku, Vegeta, Trunks team was not doing it, because I was like, this team is too limited. I need something that's a little bit more my play style. I was playing 16 when the game first came out, but all right, but Hiroki Wilder is a friend of mine, like outside of like YouTube. So, but yeah, like somebody was saying that WWE's been copying AEW, and that's true. When it wasn't until the Stadium Stampede match that WWE said, oh, well, you can do cinematic matches. Well, let's do a Boneyard match. Let's do cinematic matches, and let's act like we're the hottest game in town, that we came up with this shit. I swear to God, I've heard of Retribution, and Retribution feels like WWE. Like, Vince looked at the Dark Order in AEW and seeing the Dark Order go over, and like, guys wearing masks, that's good shit, pal. And he just said Retribution, but like, okay, well, Dark Order's got numbers 3, 4, 5, and 10. All right, we need some names for this Retribution give. Slapjack. That's good shit, pal. Like, what? It's the dumbest freaking gimmick I've ever. Oh my God. Like, you named the character Slapjack. How did you name a character Slapjack? Like, dude, if I was the guy stuck with Slapjack, there's only one way you can make a game, not a game, I'm sorry, we're still waiting on this. The only way you can make a character like Slapjack freaking work is if the character's gimmick is like, Slapjack, Slapjack! If he's the guy, he's the freaking absolute lunatic in Retribution, then maybe Slapjack could work. Oh, like, what's his name? We don't actually know his name. All he does is slap people. Like, that's his gimmick. We just call him Slapjack. Like, but like, they expect us to take a name like Slapjack? Seriously. Not even T-Bone, because T-Bone was one of the guys from freaking SWAT Kits. It was Razor and T-Bone. T-Bar. It was T-Bar, right? Freaking T-Bar? Like, what's his his finisher should have been His finisher should have been a T-pose off the top rope splash. If he didn't T-pose to exert your dominance. Like, if you're gonna do stupid shit like T-bar and slapjack, you might as well just go all in for the stupidity it is. Don't give Vince any ideas. Why? Like, I don't need to give Vince any ideas. He's taken all of them from AEW anyway. Hell, I remember back in the AEW, like, I remember the freaking pipe bomb that Paul Heyman dropped on Vince. You stole my ideas and called it the Attitude Era. You took Hulk Hogan's blood and built Titan Towers. Like, your father went around to all the other territories and said he wouldn't compete. And what did you do once your father died? You competed, put them out of business. Like, Paul Heyman fucking laid in with that shit. It's like, is he for real? And that was around the time I was about to get out of wrestling, so I wasn't as into the Mark side. That was around the time I was wising up to the Mark side of it. And there were some guys, because at the time I was in the Navy. I was in the team, I was at the Navy at the time, and some of the other guys were watching, because that was one of the few things I could do while we were there. Like, I was just every Monday night, you would just go to one of our barracks had a big TV, and it was a game of which barracks had the TV that was watching Raw. Like, I could watch it by myself. You know, like, it's like wrestling with crowds. You could watch it by yourself, but it's not as fun watching it, like, unless you watch it with other people who are also fans. Like, pay-per-views without crowds, like, you know, like, AEW put in crowds, and WWE initially didn't. Now they have that Thunderdome thing. Yeah. Yeah, you like, the Attitude Era was full. I still remember Rock, This Is Your Life. Ah, freaking Foley pulling the, it doesn't matter what you think, running around the ring, Foley. But I remember, fucking Al Snow and the Boss Man, their feud, and freaking, Al Snow having the dog Pepper, and Boss Man kidnapping Pepper, killing Pepper, and then turning into a steak, feeding it to Al Snow, and Al Snow was like, oh my god, despondent. N64 No Mercy, greatest wrestling game ever made. Bar none, period, stop, the end of story. What does everybody want? AEW. No. I watched some of his more recent videos. It's like, what was my finisher? The snowplow? No, it wasn't the snowplow. Al Snow is one of the smartest businessmen. Like, there's a bunch of videos about him talking about the business, like, about how, like, he does classes, because I think he trained Cody, didn't he? But yeah, he trained Cody, and like, he does classes, and he talks about the psychology of a match. I never knew he was speaking to wrestling. But it's like, Hiroki Wilders was a former co-worker of mine, but at the time we were working together, I was a wrestling fan, but AEW hadn't started yet. I think by the time AEW became a thing, like, AEW didn't become a thing until after I think you left. And even then it was just like, well, I was still just rediscovering my love for wrestling. The Kennel from Hell match. I remember Boss Man fed Al Snow his dog, and he stood up, he's like, oh my god, but he was sitting in a folding chair, and the folding chair was still like he sat in the folding chair, and it was still around his ass, and Boss Man had to knock the chair off of his ass because it was just too hilarious. Because his ass was still stuck in the chair. I was like, oh, oops. There was a lot of goofy shit back then, but yes. Wrestling was one of those few things. Like, wrestling was one of those things I watched before, because my family's not from the U.S. My family came from the Philippines, and I was born in England, actually. But like, because I didn't speak Tagalog, which was the native language, I could only watch American shows, and we did get a few. I think it was FEN. FEN was the American channel. So, wrestling was one of the few things I watched that we got over there that was in English. Fortunately, the Philippines as a nation has English as a major language, so you can go to the Philippines and everybody speaks English. It's just heavily accented. But yeah, like, I watched Power Rangers before Power Rangers was a thing over there. You guys called it Power Rangers, but back then it was still Bioman. Um, yeah, we actually got Hurricane. I popped loud as shit when Hurricane showed up, and then hooded figure disrobes the hood. Fucking Gangrel! I'm like, what? Like Gangrel and the Brood, you know, the new Matt, Jeff, Edge, Christian, like that was my shtick going up. Cause like I was really more into the character back then. I was more into the characters than I was into the wrestling. So back then, like that style of character. So Undertaker, Kane, the Brood, like Edge and Christian before Edge and Christian became the goofy 5-second pose guys, like when they were still going through the crowds. You think you know me? Like when they had that gothish gimmick. That was my shtick. I mean, I kind of still I used to dress in that style a lot. I still kind of do. It's part of the reason why I still have my hair dyed. Yeah, this is actually like a semi-permanent dye. Like I didn't do this for Halloween. This is just how my hair normally is. That was a freaking yeah, Gangrel. Yeah, the only thing that was missing from Gangrel's appearance at Full Gear was him have the Goblet of Blood. He should have had the Goblet of Blood and spit that in Matt Hardy's face. Yes, Caramel, I'm a nerd. I am a wrestling geek. I am all kinds of nerd. You already know I'm a gamer. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a wrestling smark. I'm a comic book nerd. Like I've got this is a picture autographed by Kyle Hebert because I met him at NecoCon thanks to you, Caramel. Kyle Hebert is the dubbed voice of Ryu and the dubbed voice of the dubbed voice of Ryu in Street Fighter and the dubbed voice of adult Gohan in Dragon Ball Z. And when I met him, he was wearing a Splatoon shirt. So I actually asked him, like, can you do the slimy little hipsters line if you were an octopus? I got that sub here. Favorite wrestler at the time? Which NecoCon? I think that was 2-3 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was 3 years ago. Yeah, it wasn't last year, so I think it was 3 years ago. Faison, what's going on? Is it doing the thing again? I thought that thing was good. Oops. Oh. Premiere in 2 minutes. Okay, we are about to start the show. 60 seconds. So we're about a minute in. Did I ever watch TNA? I did not, unfortunately. I wish I had. I watched a little bit of NWA Power, like maybe the first 3 episodes before I fell out of it. Yeah, Twitch has been doing that lately. So we're probably going to have... I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't. Ugh. God damn it, Twitch. AEW Games or AEW Dark? Oh, wait, that's a good question. Well, it says AEW Games, so hopefully Dark shouldn't... Oh, wait, what's going to happen with AEW Dark then? Because I don't... This should have started at... Yeah, Prime TNA was gone. From what I heard, yeah, because, like, I wish I had been watching it, but by that time I was out of wrestling. I was just like, you know what, I'm done with wrestling, so... Straight up isn't loading for me. Yeah, I think we're probably just going to have to focus on YouTube. I really don't know why Twitch has been doing that lately. It's been really fucked up. How come it won't let me full screen this? We'll begin shortly. YouTube. We'll begin shortly. Okay, I think we should be starting. Not. We start now. 1 more minute. Is it starting? Are we starting? Vince Russo, Jim Cornette. I kind of avoid Cornette because Cornette seems to be stirring the pot because that seems to be the only way he can stay relevant. And a lot of people just agree with him just because they want to be dissenters, especially because there's a lot of tribalism when it comes to wrestling things. I grew up in the Nintendo versus Sega era, so I know what that's like. Like everybody, you just hate. If you were in Camp Nintendo, you hated everything on the Genesis just because it was on the Genesis. Like WCW versus WCW versus WWE, like you had to like one or the other. I was like, toxic sponge of attention. Yeah, he knows AEW is super relevant because it's an upstart company that's not even directly challenging WWE, but its existence is is just okay. I thought we were starting, but I guess we're not. Oh, okay. I guess we can't do that. Okay, so now we're still 2 minutes. We're still waiting. I'm watching the stream on YouTube. Well, I will say that Cornette is smart. He knows by stirring the pot. But like AEW, the best way to get eyes on you. The best way to get eyes on you is to talk shit about something that a lot of people like. That's really easy. Sorry about that. Turn it down or turn it down. The stream is louder than me. Okay. Oh wait, you know what? Better, right? Okay. Sorry about that. The music is coming. That's the stream. That's not me. That's the stream. That's the. Did that fix it? Because that is just the countdown music. It's not. I don't think it's copyrighted. I hope it's not copyrighted. I think this countdown is that I believe this countdown is YouTube. It's just what YouTube will play. Yeah, I turned the stream down. I guess do I still need to do it more? Because I still want to be able to hear what's going on. It's just the same thing. All right, let's see what's going on. All Elite Wrestling presents Kenny!
This is a day that I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. Every once in a while, a revolutionary company comes along that changes everything.
If I full screen, I can't see the chat.
It all started in January 2019. Now, this wasn't just a big day for AEW.
It's too quiet now.
Shockwaves throughout the entire wrestling industry.
Sorry, I'm trying to find.
We were only just getting started.
He doesn't care about his fans because he knows he's going to be standing behind a podium.
Double or Nothing wasn't just a big day for AEW. It changed the expectations
Double or
of
Nothing,
live
is that the
wrestling
one?
audiences forever. Then came AEW's TNT premiere, October 2019.
That's how you know he's truly a villain. The jeans.
AEW on TNT transformed wrestling on Wednesday nights for millions of wrestling fans and families around the world. And then something happened. A global pandemic. And if it weren't for you fans, we wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be here on this podium sharing with you this message. We are here for you.
Better still need to...
As you have been here for us.
Right. My volume is okay, but the street...
Time and time again.
It's good? Okay.
We have made history. Today
yeah,
again,
it's probably
with
on
all
purpose.
of you, we shall rewrite history and make
Ricky
history
Starks
together.
is looking like a young
I
Rock.
give you AEW games. Now, you see, I want to tell you a story now, if you don't mind.
Sorry.
It's a story of when I signed my contract. I said to Mr. Tony Khan, our boss, our founder, I said, Mr. Tony Khan, TK. I said, hey, KO, what's up? I said, TK. He said, hey, yo, KO, what's up? And I said, Mr. Tony Khan.
I wish I had been watching him in
You can pay me all the money in the world, and it isn't going to mean anything unless I'm a part of the AEW Games division. I want to reimagine games. I want to give the fans the wrestling games.
He's even doing
that
the
they
Steve
want.
Jobs.
I want to
thing.
give the wrestling fans the game that they deserve.
Steve Jobber. Fuck.
I want a game to be fun. I want a game to be easy to pick up,
Steve
but
Jabberoni.
difficult to master. I want it to be like how NBA Jam used to be.
Oh, damn. He's going
NFL
back.
Blitz.
He's going back.
Dare I say it? Ken Griffey Jr.'s Home Run Derby. We have assembled
Games division themes coming out, yeah.
a very creative team. A team that I would like to say is the best at what they do.
The Elite, they were. I know.
And even though this is
Aubrey
very
Edwards, who's a
early
referee,
footage,
has some game
we have
experience.
conceptualized what we think the fans of professional
AEW
wrestling
Direct.
want, what they desire, what they need.
What does
And we
everybody
have
need?
compiled a very preliminary version of a trailer to show you today.
A preliminary
Roll the footage,
version of
boys.
a trailer. This looks like something
Now,
that would
I'm
have been on
not
Top
gonna
of Action Life on the DS.
Feedback has been overall negative. In our focus group testing, this pre-alpha footage didn't score so well. And what I've been hearing is that you fans want a game that's a little something more like No Mercy.
Fuck yeah! You
A little
fucking
something
called
like
it!
Virtual Pro Wrestling. In other words, you guys want your game to be fun.
Right?
So we scrapped everything that you just saw. Everything. Started from scratch. And we've been working around the clock, literally 24
Switch
hours,
port of WWE 2K, probably.
to give you a very special sneak peek of the actual AEW game coming to current and next-gen consoles. Roll the footage, boys.
This game is still early in development. Okay. Yeah, because it's coming out at a weird time. Between console generations. Ukes! Got the jukes! Oh, that's looking good. Alright. Unachievable. Ooh. Set him up for one wing range. Oh! Missed the Judas effect. It's Tifa from the Final Fantasy series. Oh wait. Sorry. I do like that she has that outfit, and then Nyla Rose came out with the Mega Man X outfit on full gear. It was freaking high. The arcade one. It's still very preliminary. Melter Driver.
As you can see, we've been working tirelessly around the clock. Literally 24 hours a day.
So these.
to
Oh wait, are
bring
you already
you
teasing the
what we hope to be
the
one of
Sheeta heel turn?
greatest wrestling games of all time. But until it's done,
Right.
please follow us at AEW Games, at Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. We will keep you updated as soon as we know something. We will share it with you, the fans.
Yeah, it took you 45 minutes to do a presentation
time
at
here
6,
is nigh.
though.
And so I must bid you adieu. Thank you so much for tuning in to this game's presentation. But oh, it's funny. I actually have just one more thing to tell you.
Kenny, no.
Kenny
no,
Omega's in Smash Brothers!
I know you're in the middle of something.
Oh, there she
I
is.
know
Okay,
we're
I knew
talking
it.
about the game
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm kind of in the middle of like the thing. I revealed the game to the
Look,
world.
Look, I know you revealed that game, but I want to talk about something else.
What do you have something too? Oh my.
Woohoo! Now this is getting good. Wait, my stream! Wait! Aubrey, what are you doing? You're gonna demonetize. Oh, wait, my channel's demonetized anyway. Alright, go ahead. Do whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it really was a Steve Jobs
So
thing.
where So when I started at AEW,
You buy.
I was offered a contract initially, and I really wasn't convinced.
It's a big you buy,
So I talked
as
to our
the
boss,
VTubers would say.
Mr. Tony Khan. And I said, TK, this is great, but I'm not interested in being just a referee. I want to be a
She's
part
a
of
great
AEW
referee,
games.
too.
In fact, I want to assemble the best team of mobile game developers to make the best mobile wrestling game.
Mobile game. This is like, all right,
So
I'm
let's see
done.
what
I'm
fans
out.
have been working on.
No disrespect.
You think you know tag team wrestling better than us? We are the elite.
You think you're better than me? Ever heard of my catchphrase, video game dweeb?
You think you got what it takes to be a champion?
Yeah, the
think you've
graphics
done
look
the work?
mad, but it's still
Gonna
really
need a
early in
big
development.
personality and a swole mentality.
Think you can do better? Giamota's back and better than ever. Sign your favorite AEW wrestlers and start building your league. Book your own matches and watch the action
That's fine.
unfold. See
If
how
this was the
your
only announcement,
doors
that would have been
raise.
or
Manage
April
your
Only
cash flow
Fool's
fans and locker
early
room
April
morale,
Fool's
or
joke
else
thing.
you'll be down for the count.
I'm not as concerned about the I have a Switch,
Plan.
so I'm less concerned about the graphical fidelity and all that shit.
Prove you've got what
I
it
want the
takes
game to
as
be fun.
AEW Elite General Manager.
Because like, what the hell, like
Wasn't that great?
Heck yeah!
WWE 2K, whatever the last
I
game
know, I'm
was
sorry.
a fucking.
I'm sorry I
It
interrupted.
looked
I know
great
you
when
were
you're,
in the middle of something.
I thought
when
we
your
just
character's
had a
eyes
console
were on the
game,
outside of
and
his
you
head,
turn
and then
around
his
and you
knees were
pull
behind his
this
freaking
behind my
elbows and
back.
I'm
shit.
really
I'm
excited that you're happy.
The game just didn't fucking
I'm
work.
thrilled. And you know,
Hey.
Make it a game that
I know
works,
we can do.
make it
What?
fun to
From
play.
here on in, let's keep in touch.
Yes.
Let's keep in touch through our social media.
If it was
and
feasible
the
to do so, I would
AEW
still be
YouTube
playing No
page.
Mercy
already
now.
subscribed.
Anytime
It's just
we
that,
have an
you know,
update,
it's on a
just put it
freaking
up
AV
there.
cable.
That way we can keep in touch better.
Fantastic. And before I interrupted, I know you had something very important you wanted to say.
That's right.
So-
I
so
almost forgot.
do Kenny your
I
thing.
had
Made it
one
into
more thing to
Smash.
say, and so before I bid you all adieu, I have just one more tiny little.
The Britt
Now
Baker.
what? You.
What is she doing here?
That's one thing I love about AEW is you can tell everybody there is just having fun. You can tell they're doing stuff because they think it's going to be funny. They have something creative they want to do. If it sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always something that they wanted to do.
First female talent at that.
As opposed to
I had a long
WWE,
list of
which, you know,
requirements
slapjacks
from Tony
somebody.
Khan. One of them being that I would be in complete control of the video game t-shirt.
Slapjack! What the fuck?
And I reached out to the top gaming intellectuals on the planet to study, to learn what goes into making a top video game t-shirt. Let me break it down to the three most important
The three
components.
eyes.
Number one,
Intensity.
2 sleeves. A
Okay.
video game t-shirt must have 2 sleeves, one for each arm and a hole for the head. Number 2, the top fabric companies on the globe informed me of a very innovative garment fabric.
Well, they
that
are a
we
t-shirt
could not
company, right?
resist. Cotton. And
Like
number
I said.
3, after connecting with the top marketing minds,
My first
the final
ever
step to
wrestling
having a
merch
top
shirt.
video game t-shirt is to have a logo that will turn heads. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the AEW video game t-shirt. You can now head over to shopaew.com.
You guys could have
Grab yours
tried a
today.
little harder.
I like it.
I
I like it a lot.
actually like it, Brett.
It's really good.
Did you come up
Of
with
course
that?
you did. Duh, yeah.
I mean, simple. Simple is best.
It
It's
reads
simple,
really far
but
from a
like,
distance.
okay, but that's just,
Brett,
that's
I
like
can't
something I
believe
could
that
print.
I'm
Like I
saying
could
this,
print that
Brett,
out
but
like probably
Thank
right
you for
now.
coming down today to show
course.
this to everyone.
Of
Yeah.
course. And you can now head over to shopaew.com to pick up the best video game t-shirt
The best,
ever.
the
I've
best,
seen
the best, the
behind me.
best, the best.
You absolutely can go to shopaew.com and pick up this wonderful shirt. Thank you so much for your participation today.
I'm so
Don't
like
talk about
when
covering
you're
your
like
expenses
when
and all
you're
that,
when
or
you've got
not.
a lot of
Oh,
creative. Like I would love to
But,
know who
yeah, you
actually
can
who
take the
actually
lead.
drew this.
Actually.
Well, you
Thanks,
said
don't
don't touch
all
me.
If
right.
it was AEW
T-shirts,
games, there's so many
video
things you could have
games,
done to
let's
make that shirt interesting to look at.
our
Some
social
kind of
media
reference.
pages,
Kenny
all
Omega's
of
the guy that
exciting
came
news
out to
we've
frickin'
covered.
Megalovania dressed as Sans for
All
a
but
match.
one. That's right. As you may have remembered, I still have one more thing to share with you. All right. Let's hear it. It's the Code Meister.
Let's hear it.
I can't get too mad.
Fucking Cody Rhodes.
I don't know, but it's okay. He's dressed
God damn it, Hero. Thank you.
Really quick.
Thank you for the tip.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And it's a Cody Rhodes. He can call himself Cody Rhodes again.
Really quickly, I wanted to tell you a story about when I decided to come to AEW.
No, couldn't be.
I don't know if he's been mentioned, if anybody's talked about him, but our owner and our founder, Tony Khan. Tony.
I know,
Anyways, he
Cody's a
offered me
big
a
gamer.
contract,
I
and
think he has like a Zelda keychain.
I said, hell no.
One
I
winged
said, I'm not
angel.
signing this.
No way.
Are you gonna be a Ken main?
Unless you
I thought you would have been. I thought you would have been you're a blonde hero, so I thought you would have gone with Hangman.
AEW games.
That's what I said to you.
You're either gonna
you know
get an
what Tony
orange
said?
punch or a black arrow into the brutalizer.
He said no, because you don't know shit about video games. And I said, that's all right.
He really does, though. That's kind of
Contract
scary.
Because I know we're making big promises. Best video game ever. And right there,
One of them. Yeah.
Like when
Right
he was
there?
just announcing himself
That
as
is the
Cody, I
only
thought
man
like at some
qualified
point
to
because he
do
had the
it,
blonde hair,
Aubrey,
he was gonna come out
worked
with the
in
prison
mobile
outfit
games
and the
before she
handcuffs like
came
Cody
to
from Street
AEW.
Fighter
We're
because
so
I
happy
know
to
they're
have
all
her on
fighting game
board.
fans.
I cannot wait.
Tony Khan is gonna
CG
make an
and
appearance.
Simulator. And Dr. Britt Baker, took her sweet ass time in the makeup chair. Her degree knows no bounds. She's a fashion icon, but that shirt is.
I do like that
truly
Tony Khan
wonderful.
is
I can't
very
wait to
involved
get
with the
in shop
product, and he stays
AEW.com.
off camera mostly. Like he's not doing the
But
evil
guys,
GM thing. We've been,
These are all
we've had enough of that.
in development.
You really can't.
Games in development.
Honestly, Austin versus McMahon.
Can't we give
That's the
them
best
something to
that you could have ever done. That you really can't top
don't
that. So,
Right?
like every other
If you had a
evil
time
GM.
machine.
No, I know what you're talking about. That's not ready yet,
See,
Cody.
when Daddy took his little hiatus,
Daddy, I can't.
Hollywood
No,
stuff.
I'm done. Where's my mic? Take this off.
I
Is Daddy him?
fast-tracked a little thing here. I want you guys to see it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys in the truck, roll it!
Yeah, things looking real good here, Butch. You're getting the job done. Keep it up, huh?
Is that Butcher? Or is that just Butch? Oh, is AEW getting its own strip club? Oh, okay, double or nothing.
Are you kidding me? Why can't I get in?
Hey, you know the rules. Go get yourself a jacket.
It's hilarious how over those guys have gotten.
I'm a stats man myself, and the stats say we should put it on red.
We're the Dark Order.
Penta! Penta has some of the best looking masks. Penta has freaking amazing looking masks. Like all the Venom masks he has, freaking phenomenal. Rocky Starks, Ricky Maivia. Oh, that's it.
Are you ready to play?
Sorry, he's Ricky Starks is freaking phenomenal. He's a great wrestler. He's a great talker.
Oh, are you kidding me? Code Meister.
So great.
So wait, we're actually gonna have AEW fucking gambling?
Okay, great. You can leave now. You're kind of dressed inappropriately for the occasion. You look a little, just a little nerdy.
We look great.
A little nerdy and
We look great.
yeah.
And a Gucci
And
belt.
by the sounds of, you're kind of hard to deal with too.
Yo, what the fuck, Eddie?
So folks, you've heard it here first. We've got 2 mobile games, 1 AEW t-shirt, 1 console game, and a lot of news coming up on social media and the YouTubes.
I'm
Now,
glad they've gotten big
like I
enough that they're
said
getting
before we
games now.
go, I have one last special
I have been
announcement.
really
It's
enjoying the
just a little
product.
something
Got me back into
extra.
loving wrestling.
Little something special for the people that held in from the beginning to the nitty gritty to the bitter end. Yes, we have teamed up with Ukes to give you the best console experience in professional wrestling history. And they're working around the clock.
Thank you.
Offices in Japan and America working 24 hours to bring you guys, without a doubt, the best wrestling game experience that you've seen in a long time. We're not just going to stop there.
That's an extremely early
There's no
build.
complacency here in AEW. We're always striving to reach the next level. We're always striving to leave an impact, to make a memory, to become legendary. And with that being said, there is no greater legend that we could have recruited than the legend behind the game's No Mercy, behind the game's Virtual Pro Wrestling. That's right. I've scoured the earth, I've scoured the planet, and I have found Mr. Iwashita-san, better known as Geita-san, and he has officially joined this project, and via satellite uplink, he's got a couple words to share with you guys. So, last
He
but
fucking
not
brought
least,
this man out of
I give it
retirement.
off to Mr. Geita-san.
To fucking...
Hi Kenny, it's Geita-san.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you so much for reaching out to me this time.
No
I was
mercy.
the director of WWF No Mercy for Nintendo 64 about 20 years ago. I'm very excited to have been involved in the Kenny Red new AEW wrestling game.
That's really what I wanted.
Dream wrestling game for AEW fans around the world and for all fans of the game.
Thank you so much, Geita-san. It's been a great day.
It felt like
And if
this
you've
really
been
does
with us
kind of
from
feel
the
like a
beginning,
Nintendo
thank you so
Direct.
much. Please stay tuned on our social media channels and at AEW Games on YouTube. We
The
hope
only
to
thing
have
was
you
missing was
updated
Kenny
on
just freaking
everything
giving somebody the eye
game-related
lasers for asking about
real
1 to
soon.
3.
Until then, I must bid you adieu. So say it with me if you know it. Goodbye, folks. Smooch and good night. Ba-bang.
I must bid you adieu. From what I hear, him saying "I must bid you adieu" is his closing, is his signature closing remark when he's a heel. Is that really it? That was only 20. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it then. Damn. All right. Wait, did AEW Dark already start? Shoot. Did they start? Did they delay it? Is it premiering now? Because I'm still watching Dark. That's definitely... Oh, they delayed it. Okay, so... Okay, AEW Dark is going to start at 7:30. So they are delaying Dark because of this. So I'm super ready for that console game. Oh, sorry. Maybe I should... bring this up and blow it up. Boink. Okay, there we go. Yes, I am super stoked for that. No Mercy. I still have my Nintendo 64. I still have No Mercy. I don't remember what other N64 games I might have held on to. I think I might still have Smash. I might still have Perfect Dark. But I absolutely still have No Mercy. All the original characters I created, all the wrestlers that, I remember the last I had to create Brock Lesnar from scratch, but the problem was there is an F5 finisher in that game, but it's regular move. It's not a finisher class, so it's only I think all the finishers the stunner, the rock bottom, and the stunner, rock bottom, tombstone power driver, and the pedigree were all S-class finishers that were guaranteed to win. But the F5 was only a transitional move that was C-class, so you weren't gonna win a match. That Brock Lesnar was not gonna win a match by using the F5. That old SmackDown Ukes, right? But the guy that actually designed the engine, the Aki AKI engine that No Mercy ran on. Well, WrestleMania 2, most of the N64 era games. So that was WCW, I think WCW Nitro, WCW versus NWO, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. But then famously WrestleMania 2000 and ultimately culminating with No Mercy. So Kenny knows. Kenny's a very obviously a gamer. He knows what the fans want. What gamers who are also wrestling fans have wanted a game like No Mercy pretty much since No Mercy. I'm just now noticing my glasses are really tilted. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm. They probably already know that most of the audience is not really going to care about the mobile games, because the mobile games are really targeting an extremely casual audience. So most of the hardcore wrestling fans are not going to be into the mobile gaming. To their credit, they're not. To their credit, that was not the main announcement. It was just, hey guys, these things also exist. You know, have at it if you want it. Yeah, I was hoping to see more, but like just the fact that we have confirmation that the game is coming, and like that was like a really early build. So like it looks good. It probably could look better, but they're probably just working on something that looks stylistically good. But the gameplay is really what's gonna make or break it. It does not matter how realistic. If I can see the freaking pores on Kenny Omega's face, if I can watch the ripples of freaking skin when the Judas effect hits somebody's face, like, is the game gonna be fun to play? That's really what matters. Because it doesn't matter how good the game looks if the gameplay is still kind of meh. I streamed a little bit of Outer Worlds because I was like, oh well, let me see how this game is, and it's like all Outer Worlds did was make me want to play Skyrim, so I started playing Skyrim again. Like, because Outer Worlds just felt like, oh, it's like Skyrim in space, but the combat is nowhere near as fun because it's shooting. It's just guns. I'm like, I realized what made Skyrim really great was like the visceral hand-to-hand combat. I was like, yeah, I missed that. And Outer Worlds has it, but the game isn't built around it like Skyrim is. Hopefully a good online system too. Well, if you're getting out on Nintendo, that's already out the door. But again, that is probably why the game has a simplistic engine, the way it looks the way it does, so it can be ported more easily to the Switch. Because let's face it, almost everybody has a Switch. That system is selling like hotcakes. It's already outsold the PS4. So, despite the fact that it hasn't been out as long as in Japan, okay, full disclosure, as far as I know, in Japan, the Switch has already outsold the PS4. So, and I believe the Switch still has yet to get into China, so that's another huge market. So they can't ignore the Switch coming out. But they also know PS5 and Xbox. Xbox dropped today. That's a nightmare. PS5 drops in 2 days. But I am really looking forward to the game because, like, I love No Mercy. I love the shit out of that game. Well, I think it is in China now. It's pathetic. Will never give the Fallout licenses. Yeah, it was Obsidian Games. Yeah, it was closer to Fallout, but I'm more of a fan. I'm not so much a fan of shooters as I am of hand-to-hand combat. So that's probably why I leaned a lot more towards Skyrim. I was like, you know what? I just kind of want to play Skyrim again, and I went back and I spent more time modding Skyrim than I had playing it. Right now, so I after years of inactivity, I started a new game on Skyrim, and my character is still kind of hovering around Whiterun because that's all I'm doing is modding the hell out of the game, not actually doing any of the quests. I have a level 35 character who has like speech 100, smithing 93, but he still hasn't gone to High Hrothgar to talk to the freaking what's their names? The Greybeards. I still haven't spoken to the Greybeards after killing that first dragon because I'm just wandering around like the Macho Man dragons. I kind of wanted to go back and put the Macho Man dragons in, but like it's like, yeah, let's try to keep it like, yeah, keep it normal. I did not. I am not getting the 5 or the Series X, not yet anyway. Reason being is because there aren't any games on those systems that are that I'm thinking like, oh my god, I gotta buy a system. Because most of the games that are coming out are still going to be coming out on current gen. So just because new systems are out doesn't mean the old systems are going to die. They're gonna keep them around. So I'm gonna hold off on that. Most of the games I'm buying on PC now. It's either stuff that's on the Switch that's only on the Switch, or stuff that can be on PC. And as long as like most of these games, like almost all of the Xbox games are going to be out on PC, so it's like, well, I super don't need an Xbox. And PlayStation, I'll just wait on that if I'm getting that. And unfortunately, Sony's censorship policies have been really, really stupid, and they've been doing a lot of dumb shit lately. I think you probably heard about the debacle about them listening in on your chats because they're gonna listen in on your party chats and shit just to make sure you're not saying or doing anything untoward. I'm like, fuck you. Like, get the fuck out of my chat. But yeah, oh yeah, glad to hear that your Switch is working normally, but you don't need to buy the Xbox because you can buy a PC. Exactly. So it's just like, why do I definitely don't need the Xbox. The Xbox has always been an American brand. Like, Xbox exists only to be like bought by Americans. Let's just face it. That thing that, like, I think only like I think the Xbox One has only sold 20,000 units total in Japan. Like, just 20,000. It's like freaking no. I'm yeah. It's super creepy. Like, Sony censorship policies have gotten so bad that some Japanese developers are not porting games to the Switch, or not to the Switch. They're porting games to the Switch that they're not porting to the PlayStation. Let's think about that. The Nintendo is better about censorship than Sony is. That's how bad they've gotten. So I think it was like, what, Senran Kagura, I think one of the more recent Senran Kagura games is not getting ported to the PlayStation because of that. Because I think Sony headquarters is now in California, and California as a state, yeah, kind of, yeah. I'm gonna leave that statement open ended because I'm on YouTube, and just me saying that probably already. If my channel wasn't already demonetized, it would be demonetized now. Yeah, yeah, my dad had surgery over this weekend too, so good luck with that. So I'll be praying for you. And like, we gotta. I still gotta do some training because I'm still trying to learn this new EX combo route thing that Fighter Z introduced. Because that whole half bar thing was like, whoa. I never used EX moves because a whole bar didn't seem worth it if I could just do a super. But now I was like, oh well, that kind of changes that. Because I watch your matches and you freaking love that freaking loop with boobs. So it's like, okay, well, I've definitely got to learn. I've definitely got to see how this thing works. Oh no, the real hypocrisy about Sony's censorship policies is they'll censor the hell out of anime games. Even if the girls are just wearing swimsuits, they'll censor the shit out of that. But you will have full-on sex scenes in, like, Last of Us 2. So, like, you know, an anime girl in a swimsuit is bad, but, you know, titties out having sex is okay? Okay. No, that's all right. Like, ignoring all the stupid shit that Last of Us 2 pulled, just the censorship hypocrisy alone is like, fuck that. Yeah, well, more to the point, like, there's a scene in Devil May Cry 5 where Dante rescues, I think, Lady. It's Lady or Trish. I think it's Trish. Dante rescues Trish from being, like, she was, I think, absorbed by a demon. He defeats the demon and Trish is saved, but she's, you know, naked. But he's holding her and, like, only her cheeks are visible. But, like, but the PlayStation version has a beam of light come out of nowhere to hide just those cheeks. Just to, like, it's dumb, but that's how bad Sony has gotten. All right, well, oh shit, that's right. AEW Dark is going to be starting. Okay, AEW Dark is going to be starting in like 10 minutes, so I'm going to be wrapping the stream up soon because I still have to get something to eat. But also, yeah, like I don't stay up late now, especially because it's gotten like Hero Keyblade, you know now. The store's gotten so bad, they asked me to start coming in at 5 a.m. So I come in at 5 a.m. and the only thing I do is truck push. It's gotten so backed up that they're for the rest of this week, I'm coming in at 5 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. just to handle truck push because they've scared everybody else off. So, and I'm on top of trying to stay on top of that, I'm trying to train newbies while juggling the new releases that came out, like the new release movies and books that came out today, train the newbies, handle all the Xbox inquiries, all the people that keep coming in at, like, I didn't get an Xbox, so I should be compensated for my troubles and bullshit, like, all the phone calls, so I have to handle all of that. How are we doing with stores amid the beer bug, cornholio? I've taken to calling it the cornholio bug, because when it first hit, the only thing everybody was getting was toilet paper, so I swear to God I thought somebody was going to come roll up and be like, I am Cornholio! Give me all your TP! I need that TP for my bunghole. Like, so I just started calling it the Cornholio bug. Because, like, we had to stop people from buying all the toilet paper, and then hand sanitizer was another thing that we had to keep doing. Yeah, it's been nuts, and it'll get worse before it gets better. Thankfully, because I am grateful that we are doing this thing where you have to order the Xbox or the PlayStation online to pick up. You can't walk into the store and buy it. So because of that, the pressure of selling those systems is squarely off my shoulders. The only thing I have to do now is put out all the fires of, excuse me, we don't have this system. We don't have this system. People calling in, hey, y'all got that Xbox? No, we don't. I want to get an Xbox. We don't have any. Okay, can I get an Xbox? No. It's just that. It's going to be that for the next week. And then starting on Thursday, I'm going to be getting questions about the PlayStation. That's going to be a freaking riot. Ugh. But our store specifically, we installed a bunch of face guards, which I keep forgetting is there sometimes, so I'll hand somebody the change. There's this plexiglass screen and the gunk. Oh, right. That's been an issue. You always have to wear a mask. We have to wear masks all the time. You cannot be out on the floor without a mask. We at the start of the outbreak, it was mandatory that you wore gloves, but because my job specifically, especially electronics, we have a PDA that we have to handle all our scanning a product, placing it, getting inventory, answering guest inquiries. That does not work with gloves. So I just have like a bottle of hand sanitizer at my job just so I can keep sanitizing like every 15 minutes or so, just to wipe my hands off. So it's been a challenge. Hopefully more AEW stuff. We'll get more, we'll have more AEW directs. Oh right, we had that. Nintendo Shadow dropped the direct, and I didn't even get to watch it because it came out while I was at work, and I was just like, my job is kicking my ass so much that by the time I get home, it's like I'm done. I just don't even want to deal with anything or anyone. I don't even feel like socializing online. But like, AEW Dark comes on, and then I have to wake up at 4 a.m. so I could be at work by 5 a.m. So I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning, and like I had a later shift yet the day before, so I'm a little low on sleep. So I'm gonna wrap this stream up. I'm gonna watch AEW Dark, get something to eat, and then I will probably call it a night. Hero, I might if you're still on, maybe we'll play a match or two. I just can't stay late because, like I said, I gotta get up super early tomorrow. So thank you, all the people who follow. I didn't even see how many people subscribed during this thing. Oh Jesus, that was all those people followed on YouTube. Jesus. All right, well, I'm very happy to know that there is an audience out there who still likes wrestling. I didn't even know that many people were watching AEW. Like, I didn't talk about it much at work because I don't know how many people watch wrestling anymore. Like, mostly because WWE made wrestling so uncool that it's like I don't even want to talk about it in public because it's kind of embarrassing. It's like, oh god damn it, man! Stop! It's just, but like, you know, during the Attitude Era, like when The Rock was hot, when Stone Cold was hot, like wrestling was cool. You could talk about it, but like there's been a long period of time where it's just like wrestling just isn't the thing you ever talk about. Especially because Slapjack, that's good shit, pal. But now AEW is making it freaking, yeah, I opened the floodgates. AEW has made it cool to talk about wrestling again. It's like you couldn't watch WWE because like you couldn't get invested in anything because nothing ever paid off. Like I heard about the Fiend, I was like, oh, that's it. I was actually considering watching WWE again because I heard about the Fiend. The Fiend was like an old school Undertaker Kane type character. I'm like, oh shit, that's right up my alley. And then they brought back Goldberg to fucking squash him. Like, what? Like, you know, you had something new and great and cool, and you fucking squashed it. Like if you got invested in it, you were a fool. Oh my lord, like, oh my god. And then friggin' what was the guy that Brock Lesnar squashed? I can't even remember his name at the moment. Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston finally became WWE champion, and then they bring back Brock Lesnar to crush him in like 6 seconds. and make you like, did you believe in him? Did you wanted him to be a champion? Well, you're a fucking idiot. Here comes Brock Lesnar, destroys him in 6 seconds. He was never a legitimate champion. You were a moron. You were a fool. You were a freaking mark for believing in him. They did him so dirty, and they never even gave him a rematch. They destroyed him, and for what? It did nothing. It did nothing for Kofi Kingston. That pretty much buried his main event run. But like, say Cody gets himself squashed by Brody Lee, and that furthers the feud. It makes the